to send to some people who couldn't make it last minute. Many of you I have worked with over email in some capacity or even met with, but I'm Carrie Johnson. I'm the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions here at Woods. I'm joined by my supervisor, Anna Hughes, who is the Associate Director of Admissions. And then also you may see some emails from Michael Campitelli, who is our Associate Dean of Enrollment Management, and says hello. At Woods, we have 8 different master's programs and 9 graduate certificates. At this point, all of you have indicated the program of interest for yourself, but just to highlight our master's programs, we have the Master of Healthcare Administration, Master's in Applied Analytics, Master's in Applied Economics, the Master's in Leadership, with an executive track as well. We have the Masters in Sports Administration, Masters in Sports Analytics, and launching next fall, we have the Masters in Creative Writing and Masters in Health Analytics. I noted here that just for those of you who are applying to the programs with prerequisites, the Masters in Applied Analytics, Sports Analytics, and Health Analytics has prerequisites of statistics and Calculus 1. And the Master's in Applied Economics has those same requirements, along with principles of microeconomics, principles of macroeconomics, and then Calculus 2. If you have not taken Calculus 2, that is okay. Usually, students can just take that alongside their coursework in their first semester of study. Alongside the master's programs, there are 9 graduate certificates housed kind of under each of these umbrellas. And I know some of you here are applying to those as well. The application process is slightly different for the master's program and the certificate, but with both of them, you are applying directly on our website. So unlike undergraduate education, there's no Common App or anything like that. Whatever program you're applying to, you apply directly on the website. There's a link, usually in the top right corner. It's a maroon button that says apply. For the master's program and the certificate, we need your undergraduate and any graduate school transcripts that you have worked at or worked on, even if it's just a few classes. And all transcripts can be sent directly to us at wcasadm@bc.edu or the Woods College of Advancing Studies. Usually, with most institutions, when you Google, I went to UMass Amherst for undergrad, so say I looked up UMass Amherst transcript request. On their page, they usually have like Parchment or National Clearinghouse, which is these third-party companies that electronically send them. So you'll just fill something out. There's a cost associated, and then have it sent to the Woods College at Boston College. For the master's programs, we need 2 letters of recommendation, the certificate 1 letter of recommendation, personal statement for both. I will get into details shortly. We need a resume for the master's programs. There's a $60 application fee, but all of you will receive a waiver for attending today's session. And then we also need, for those of you who are international students, proof of English proficiency if English is not your native language, and then international transcript evaluations if you went to an institution outside of the US for studies. 1 second. There we go. Alrighty, for those students who are international, we do have certain additional requirements that I'd like to just highlight. First is we do require proof of English proficiency. So we require the TOEFL or IELTS. For the IELTS, we require a minimum score of 6.5, and for the TOEFL, a minimum score of 90. And then for each subsection, you can see the subsection for TOEFL is no subsection below 20, and IELTS is no subsection below 6.0. You can get the TOEFL or IELTS score waived a few different ways. If English is the primary language of instruction at the school where you earned your bachelor's degree, we just need a letter from the institution stating that. And then and slash or if you attended school in an English-speaking country. Alongside that, there's also test requirements. We do require a course by course evaluation for our international students. This allows us to get a um, analyzed, copied, now an English version of your transcript to compare like GPAs, course requirements, etc., so we know where you are at. And you can use any of the following companies listed here on the right. All of them are through like online. You request the transcript just like I had mentioned for the US institutions. You request a transcript be sent to us online, and then we will now have that official copy. And lastly, there is a video essay requirement for our international students. It's randomized prompts. It's about 2 minutes. And just an important note here is it really is for us to get to know you as an applicant. But one mention is that if we see that you're using AI, it is prohibited and it could affect your admission decision. So that's just an important note there.
Could I ask a quick question?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know if we're supposed to ask questions at the end or
No, you can ask a question at any
um
point.
it's just, first of all, nice to meet you. I've
Nice
seen
to
you
meet you
on
as well.
emails and everything, but we haven't met. I've only met with Anna. So my question is about the transcript requirement, the evaluation.
Mhm,
So because my transcript is from the American College of Greece, which is credited by the US as well and by the UK, does
mhm.
that still need evaluation or no in that case? It's
I
not a Greek institution, it's an
Yeah,
American institution, so
Christina, since it's US accredited, you don't need
yeah.
a course by course evaluation. So
Okay.
if it's a US like accredited institution, so like
Mhm.
American School of Paris,
Yeah.
there's American School of Egypt, that is considered an American
Yeah.
institution,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
don't need a course by course eval.
Okay. Okay, great. That's it. Thanks. Of
Thank you. Thank you for your question. It's nice to meet you. Yeah,
course.
if
Nice to meet you.
anyone has questions while I'm working through, this really is designed as a workshop. There will be like time for a Q&A, and I want it to be kind of like a brainstorming session, asking questions about your specific applications. But while I'm presenting, I'm more than happy to field questions. Um, Now I will go into some common questions. So as I, work with students one-on-one, obviously I field a lot of questions regarding the application. So I broke it down by section of the application. Uh, Obviously the master's and the certificate requirements are a bit different, but overall they're pretty similar. So for the personal statement, when we are looking at an application, we really want to see who you are, your aspirations, and why BC is the best fit. We want to see demonstrated interest. We want you to be authentic, tell a story, and differentiate yourself here. The personal statement is really a section where you're able to show us why you want to further your education. Graduate school is a choice, not, I mean, even with undergrad, it's a choice, but with graduate school, it's an extra step. So, really, why are you doing this and what you want to get out of it? And then for recommendations for the master's programs, as I mentioned earlier, there's two letters of recommendation. One, if you have graduated in 5 years or less, it needs to be from an academic source. So it can be from a professor that you have had in a class or even an academic advisor, just someone who can speak to your academic ability. And then for the second one, it can be professional. They can both be academic if you're a current student. For those of you who have graduated past 5 years, they can both be professional. The one thing noted here is that they cannot come from family or friends for your recommendation. It needs to come from a source, an unbiased source. And two tips here that we have for you is give your recommender lead time. Be sure that they, have plenty of time to work on the letter of recommendation for you and let them know what program you're applying for, why you're applying for that program, and your aspirations, why you're doing this. My other tip here is in the application portal, there is, um, you know, for those of you who have started an application on the left side of the app, there is like toggle by toggle of the, personal information, work history, resume, etc. The recommendations is the last section of the application. So when you start an application, I always tell students go in and add your recommenders first because you put in their first name, their last name, and their email, and then they receive an email and they upload your letter of recommendation. So oftentimes, because it's at the end, I see students put it in right when they submit an application, and then it holds them up for maybe a few weeks. So if you do that at the beginning, the person gets the email and then they can kind of upload it as soon as possible, but definitely give them as much lead time.
Carrie, I just have a
Yeah.
quick question. I don't know if it's specific to the sports administration program, which is the one that I'm applying for. But in the application, it says that the word count for the personal statement is 500 to 750 words.
Yeah.
So,
So there is like a variety for each program, it's very
okay.
specific, but for sports, it is 500 to 750.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't deleting stuff and I didn't have to.
No,
Cool. Thank you.
of course. Now with transcripts, we are looking for applicants with above a 3.0 GPA, but again, we review all applicants on a case-by-case basis. When you are submitting your application, you can provide us an unofficial transcript, which an unofficial transcript is something that you submit yourself. A official transcript is something that we receive either through paper mail or through one of those third-party companies that's sealed. Anything that you send us is not official. So even if you order an official transcript from your undergraduate and have it sent to yourself and then send it to us, it's not considered official. So when you are ordering, for those of you who have graduated from undergrad, if you order your official transcript through Parchment or National Clearinghouse or through the mail, have it sent to Woods directly. We don't want you to have to reorder it if you sent it to yourself and then sent it to us because it's just additional costs. Um, and then for those of you who are still actually in school, still pursuing a bachelor's, we require the conferral date, which is your graduation date listed on your official transcript. So again, if you're, a senior in college, you're in the middle of your fall semester, you can just send us a copy. But once you have graduated, order your transcript and that will have the conferral date. But wait a bit until after graduation so that it has the conferral date. We do not need a final official transcript until the beginning of your first semester. So if you're applying for fall 2026, definitely wait on ordering that transcript until you've graduated. And again, you can send them to wcasadm@bc.edu or the Woods College of Advancing Studies. And this is on our website.
Sorry, also quick interruption. For example, it gives the option share as email, so to a specific email, like you said,
Mhm.
or an organization, like share to a registered organization across our global network. That's what it says.
Mhm.
So should I pick email and just type down the email that you said?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, okay, great.
One quick thing, Carrie. So National Clearinghouse and Parchment have Woods both. They both have Woods as an option. If
Mhm.
you're doing maybe another, like Christina, maybe American School of Greece has a different service provider. If they don't see Wood, or if you don't see Woods as an option,
Yeah.
if you're choosing an organization, um, you can choose BC, but
Hmm.
if you do that, just send us kind of the confirmation email that you get. So, because it'll likely end up with another college
Yeah.
at BC, and
Don't
we'll
worry,
get
we also have Parchment, so I think
okay, perfect.
it's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
But thank you for
yep.
clarifying. Yeah.
Awesome.
I just have another quick question about the sending the transcripts too. So, um, I know like just sending the official transcript.
Mhm.
So I'd uploaded like I have an unofficial transcript to like put in
Yeah.
on my application. So at what point do I need to send the official transcript? Like, should I wait until I've submitted my application? Do I wait until I hear from you guys on whether I'm accepted or not? Or
I would wait until you receive an admissions decision. That way,
okay.
you know, if for some reason you are not accepted, that you don't pay to order the
Okay.
transcript. That would be my recommendation.
And
Okay,
Libby, are
that's what
you
I thought.
still in your undergrad?
No, I graduated
Okay.
in 2019.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's the biggest caveat is like if you're still in progress, absolutely don't order it because
Yeah.
don't waste your $15. But
Yeah,
really,
no, that's why I was wondering, since
yeah,
it
if
was so
you're
far out.
admitted, we don't need it until the start of your semester. So you can wait until then to order it.
Okay, cool. Since
So,
I have the unofficial, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
and in my case, I already have the official because I already did the whole thing, in any case. So, do I send it or do I just leave it as a PDF on the application, section where you ask for transcript?
So it has to come from the like from
Yeah.
Parchment directly for the
Yeah, I mean, do I
official.
send it, do I do that now or do I
Yeah,
also
you
wait?
can do that now.
Okay, okay.
Any other question on transcripts right now? Awesome. Great. And then the next kind of section for the master's, and for the certificates, it's optional to upload a resume. But for this, we're really looking for a well-rounded applicant. And really specifically, we are looking for information specific to the program you're applying for. So, for example, if you're applying for the sports administration program, we'd hope to see that you have some sort of experience or studies related to sports. So, if you've been a part-time coach or if you did an internship, great information to put on your resume for us. And just in general, our biggest tips with the application is to be yourself, give details and examples, especially in your personal statement, and demonstrate your interest. All of you attending is a great way to demonstrate interest and, work with me one-on-one, but also in that personal statement, talk about Boston College, talk about the program, show that you've done your research, and just tell us your story. Where, that's, I would say, at least for me, my favorite part is reading the personal statements and getting to know all of you better. Once you have your materials all set, you can submit your application and you will receive confirmation of your submission over your email. And now you've done your part, it's time for us to review your application. It typically takes around 1 to 2 weeks for us to get a decision back to you. Sometimes it's quicker. And then when you receive your decision, you will receive an email notification titled Application Status Update. Um, as a former graduate student at Boston College, this email is not always like the most obvious that it has a decision in it. So look for that email with the subject line application status update, like you can see on the right. Now I will show you. Um, Sorry, I need to move all of your lovely faces. I will show you what the application portal looks like. So this is a test record of myself, saying that I submitted my application, and you can see your program and your intended term. And here, this is the application checklist. So my application right now is not actually being reviewed, even though I submitted it, because I still owe my application fee and I'm waiting on 2 letters of recommendation. So when you log into this portal, it will show you what you're missing. Once we receive the 2 letters of recommendation and the application fee, then you will begin review. So that's why I mentioned at the beginning to add those recommenders early on, because that's somewhere where I see students get kind of held back a bit. Um, and then the application fee waiver I will show at the end, but it's WCAS Kerry, Kerri. And when you're paying, you will insert that and then it will waive for attending this session. And here you can see, the materials that I've submitted, and then our social media is at the bottom. Um, awesome. So once you receive your decision, again, you will get that email saying a decision has been released. And your application portal will then become your admitted student portal, and it will look something like this. So pretty similar to that time between, but it will now have congratulations on your admission. You can review your letter, and this is where you will submit your enrollment confirmation form. So if you're admitted, you have to say that you're coming. You on this form, you can accept your admission, decline your admission, or defer your admission. We allow students to defer up to 3 semesters, which is 1 academic year. This is also for those of you who are in master's programs or applying for master's programs, where you will submit your $250 deposit fee. The deposit fee, it's not an additional charge to that sticker price of your program. It is kind of taken out of that cost. And you will also be able to see here, as you can see in this example, if you're admitted, we still need those final transcript officials. Again, not until your first semester, you have time, but you will see that those, we're waiting for. And then after you have confirmed your enrollment and paid your deposit fee, for those of you who are interested in working on campus as graduate assistants, you can begin applying for those. You can start working on your I-20 for our international students on the calls, register for classes. For those of you who are moving to the Boston area, use the off-campus housing portal to find roommates, etc.
Also, a quick question. So, how long after we get an admission decision do we have to confirm?
So we give a 4 week deadline. That's like the preferred, but you know, we don't have a hard and fast deadline for confirming your enrollment with us. I would just say definitely give yourself time to enroll in classes and things like that. But there is no like we need it by this date.
Okay, yeah.
I would
Yeah.
definitely say at minimum like a month before you would start classes.
Oh, yeah, of course. I am an international, so I have to.
Yes,
But yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Um, awesome.
Carrie, sorry, another quick question.
Yes.
Good to see you again.
You too.
The deposit fee and the waiver fee, since we're getting the waiver waived,
Yes.
would that deposit fee then still be 250 for us, or would it be one? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Wanted to
So
confirm.
it
Great.
is the 250. The
Awesome.
application fee is $60, but all of you will be getting it waived.
Yeah,
The deposit's the 250.
perfect.
And sorry, Carrie, one other thing, if you're a BC employee,
Yeah.
you still have to pay the deposit, but so each semester you have to pay a $25 registration fee to register for classes. That $25 basically is deducted from the 250 deposit, and then anything left over will be refunded.
Okay, great. And I am a BC employee, so that's really helpful to know.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, that is like the end of kind of the presentation portion. If you have any additional questions about Woods, about your program, about the application, you can always email me. Many of you have my email or